Welcome. Hope you're having a great day so far. Today we are looking at Joshua chapter 3. And I'm going to begin at the beginning and I want to read to you verses 1 through 4. It says, "Early the next morning, Joshua and all the Israelites left Acacia Grove and arrived at the banks of the Jordan River, where they camped before crossing. 3 days later, the Israelite officers went through the camp, giving these instructions to the people. When you see the Levitical priests carrying the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord, your God, move out from your positions and follow them. Since you have never traveled this way before, they will guide you. Stay about a half a mile behind them, keeping a clear distance between you and the Ark. Make sure you don't come any closer." So these were the directions that had been given to the people, instructing them how they were going to basically cross the Jordan River. Well, we see that crossing successful in an incredible way. In verse 14 it says, "So the people left their camp to cross the Jordan, and the priests who were carrying the Ark of the Covenant went ahead of them. It was the harvest season and the Jordan was overflowing its banks." So it was really, really full. "But as soon as the feet of the priests who were carrying the ark touched the water at the river's edge, the water above that point began backing up a great distance away at a town called Adam, which is near Zarephath. And when the water below that point flowed to the Dead Sea, and the water below that point flowed onto the Dead Sea until the riverbed was dry, then all the people crossed over near the town of Jericho." So what an incredible thing for these people to witness. They were obedient in following the Levitical priests who were carrying the Ark of the Covenant. Now, sometimes people are a little confused about what the Ark of the Covenant actually is. So I wanted to share this footnote with you. It says, "The Ark of the Covenant was Israel's most sacred treasure. It was a symbol of God's presence and power. It was covered with gold. It was a rectangular box with two cherubim, which that's just angels, facing each other on the lid. Inside the ark were the tablets of the 10 Commandments Moses had received from God, a jar of manna, that's the bread God had given them as they were wandering through the wilderness, and Aaron's staff. This was the symbol of the high priest authority. According to God's law, only the Levites could carry the ark. The ark was constructed at the same time as the tabernacle, which we read about back in Exodus, and placed in the sanctuary's most sacred room." Remember, that was the room that the priest could only enter one time a year. So that's basically what the Ark of the Covenant is. And you can see that the Israelites viewed this as a very sacred object, a very sacred object. They didn't worship it, but they viewed it as being very important because it contained a lot of the things God had done, reminders of how he had cared for them by providing them the manna, and of course the 10 Commandments, which we are still reminded about today. So that is Joshua chapter 3. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. I will see you next time.